Good morning and welcome to the 52nd Annual Ciat General Assembly, and welcome also to Ottawa, Canada's national capital. I hope you'll have the opportunity to spend some time exploring our beautiful city over the coming week. My name is Robert Downer, and I'm the Director of International Relations and Treaties Office for the Canada Revenue Agency. It's my privilege to be the MC for this General Assembly. And despite having spent the past several years working in international tax at both the Canada Revenue Agency and within the Department of Finance here in Canada, this is my first time taking part in a Ciat assembly, so thank you very much for allowing me to participate. I have long known of Ciat, though, and its reputation for excellent work in tax administration. It's my pleasure to be here, and I look forward to getting to know many of you over the next 3 days. On behalf of the Canada Revenue Agency, may I say how pleased we are to host the Ciat General Assembly. I'm certain that the theme of world-class tax administration, fostering successful relationships with key stakeholders, both domestically and internationally, will result in many thought-provoking and productive discussions over the next 3 days. Before we formally begin, I would like to clarify a few logistical details. Everyone should have a set of interpretation headphones in front of them at their seat. Channel 1 is English, 2 is French, Channel 3 is Spanish, and Channel 4 is Portuguese. The emergency exits for the room are clearly indicated, but in the unlikely event of a fire or other emergency, please proceed quickly to the nearest emergency exit and follow the instructions from members of the hotel staff. Women's and men's washrooms are located off of the hallway that is immediately outside the doors at the rear of the room. And if you wish to speak at any point during the public discussion portion of each session, please raise your country tent card to signal to the moderator that you have a comment that you wish to make. When the moderator calls on you to speak, please be sure to press the button at the base of the microphone on the table in front of you. A red light will come on to indicate that your microphone is activated. Then, when you have finished speaking, please press the button again to deactivate the microphone. We will have a liaison team of Canada Revenue Agency officials on site during the next 3 days. Their role is to provide you with any support or assistance that you may require. Members of this liaison team will be stationed here inside the conference room as well, and also at the information desk in the hallway outside. You can easily identify them by the red lanyards, not the blue as mine or yours, but the red lanyards, and the white name cards that each of them has. Quite a few members of the liaison team speak Spanish and Portuguese, in addition to English and French. The languages that each of them speak are indicated on their name card. And could the members of the liaison team please stand up and raise their hands? Thank you for that. Please don't hesitate to approach any of the liaison officers for any assistance that you may require. Each of you should have a delegate name card. If you don't have one yet, the CRA officers at the information desk can prepare one for you. And the officers at the information desk can also provide you with a copy of the welcome package if you haven't received one. Within the welcome package and within the program for the day's events, you'll see that the Wi-Fi code, I'll just mention as well, the Wi-Fi code for access within the room is, the Wi-Fi selection is Weston Meeting Room, and the access code is Ciat in lowercase letters, 2018. It's on page 15 of the program. I'm sure you will all agree that today's agenda will prove to be very interesting. Following the opening ceremony at 9:45, we will all pose for the official photographs, and then we will take a brief coffee break, reconvening at 10:15. At 10:15, we will begin discussion of topic 1, the tax administration as a pillar of society, its relationship with citizens and business. This will be the overall theme of today's discussions. We will break for a 1-hour lunch beginning at 12:35, take a 20-minute coffee break at 3:25, and finish for the day at 5:45 p.m. Today's schedule is quite ambitious. To finish on time, I ask that everyone returns from breaks and lunch promptly, out of respect for the speakers and presenters. I would like to remind everyone that following today's session, there will be a bus tour of Ottawa. And for those who have registered, everyone who has signed up for the tour should meet in the main lobby of the hotel at 6:15 at the latest. The tour is scheduled to last approximately 1 hour. There are still some seats available from what I understand, so if you would like to go on that tour, you can get a voucher at the information desk in the hallway. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce those seated at the head table. Presiding the opening ceremony is Mr. Bob Hamilton, Commissioner of the Canada Revenue Agency. Also from the Canada Revenue Agency and newly appointed President of the Ciat Executive Council is Mr. Michael Snow. We also have Mrs. Marta Gonzalez Ayala, the Undersecretary of Taxation of Paraguay and the former President of Ciat. We also have Yamilet Perez, Chief of National Tax Administration from the Office of Cuba. We also have Nicole Flax, Deputy Commissioner, Large Business from the Internal Revenue Service of the United States of America. Oh, okay. Ted Setzer is sitting in for her. We also have Riccardo Ravenati from the Department Chief of the Finance Guard of Italy. Alison Raphael, Tax Commissioner of Trinidad and Tobago. Mario Cazon, Executive President of National Tax Service of Bolivia. Yagaro Martins, Undersecretary of Audit, the Federal Revenue Secretariat of Brazil. Maribel Zuniga, Director of Tax Relations, the Tax General Directorate of Costa Rica. And to my immediate left, a name that most people should know, I am sure, is Mr. Marcio Ferreira Berti, the Executive Secretary of Ciat. Now, to start the opening speeches and to start the proceedings, I'm pleased to give the floor to Marcio.
Dear Mr. Bob Hampton, Commissioner of Canada Revenue Agency, Mr. Chairman of Ciat Executive Council, dear Assistant Commissioner, Mr. Michael Snow, members of Ciat Executive Council, representatives of Ciat member countries, representatives of non-member countries invited to this General Assembly, representatives of international organizations and institutions, special guests and observers present at this General Assembly, officials of Canada Revenue Agency, fellow colleagues from the Ciat Executive Secretariat, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. Bonjour a todos. Muy buenos días a todos. Bom dia a todos. Ladies and gentlemen, for me as Executive Secretary of Ciat, it's a special honor to express to you our highest appreciation to Canada for hosting, promoting, and organizing this 52nd General Assembly of Ciat. Canada is a member country since 1969. And for the fourth time, we are hosted by Canada for a General Assembly. The first time was in 1975, here in Ottawa, where we dealt with audits of multinational companies. The second one, also here in Ottawa in 1987, when we discussed taxpayers' assistance and personal development in tax administrations. The third time was in Quebec in 2002, where we evaluate opportunities to improve compliance through cooperation between tax administrations. And presently, once again, we are in this beautiful capital of this wonderful country. And as you all know, we will discuss the importance of a world-class tax administration. The idea is to discuss what is a world-class tax administration. How do we achieve this position, this status? And what are the main challenges to keep being a point of reference as a world-class tax administration? In this line, ladies and gentlemen, it is high satisfaction and pride that I would like to announce the presence of 65 delegations represented by more than 150 participants from 5 continents. It's an honor for us, including 34 Ciat member countries, 8 invited countries. It's an honor to have here your delegations and your countries, and many international organizations, as well as prominent personalities from the world of taxation. To this brilliant group of participants, I would like to express our deep appreciation for honoring our invitation. We really appreciate the effort that this participation represents. Mr. Commissioner, Mr. Chairman, dear directors, dear representatives, dear participants, we count now with 52 General Assemblies of an organization that was created at a time when no one mentioned the existence of globalization of the economy and the deepening of international relations. I mentioned it in our last General Assembly in Paraguay, but I would like to repeat that I imagine that those who have participated in 1967 in the Constituent Assembly of Ciat could not predict that this would be the first of many important regional and international tax organizations, which are today ATAF, ATAIC, CATA, COTA, CREDAF, IOTA, PITA, SIGATA, and WATAF. With Ciat, we are 10 regional and international organizations. Our organizations oriented to promote tax justice, promote the modernization of the administrations in their member countries, and work to promoting tax compliance and reducing tax evasion and avoidance. I mention that because as part of this General Assembly, we will sign an important cooperation agreement between these mentioned organizations to create a formal collaboration network called the Network of Tax Organizations, NTO, which translates into a reality, a dream of over 30 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that once again, we will be participants of an event of global importance, global impact, both for the distinguished group of participants and for the main topic, so current and challenging. To all of you, I wish a very productive week, and thank you so much for your attention. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Marcio, for those good words to set the tone and theme for this event. I now have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Michael Snow, the Ciat Executive Council President and Canada's delegate to Ciat.
Good morning, fellow tax administrators, Ciat members, guests. And I will not continue the long list that Marcio gave, but please take it as given. I have to say I'm very relieved that our Master of Ceremonies is taller than I am, and it's a welcome relief as well. Bienvenido a Canada. Welcome to Canada. Last year we celebrated our 150th year since Confederation, when Canada was born. We're a young country. Just a short walk away, some of you have already seen our Parliament buildings where our elected officials govern this country. So I think it's very appropriate that the Ciat meeting is held within that basic line of sight to remind us of why we're here and the services we provide for citizens. Like many countries in the Americas, Canada represents a vibrant mix of people both newer to this continent, as well as many who were here before. We always work constantly to build a society that combines the best of everything in harmony and respect. Welcome to Ottawa. As Robert said, it's a nation's capital. It's a beautiful city all year round, but at this time of year especially, when the flowers are blooming. While the temperature outside may not be as warm as some of you are used to in your climates, and as I have enjoyed when visiting your countries, nonetheless, we hope you feel very warmly welcomed in Canada and Ottawa. As is the case with all of the Ciat conferences, planning efforts have been underway for a very long time. I'd like to thank the Ciat Secretariat, Marcio and staff, Francisco, everybody, for the immense support and terrific advice